Okay, you're watching Hello on 2. Good afternoon to you. And just when I thought it was Zamil who covered the whole international Ramadan buffet.
No, he actually went for another one, actually. He did. But we'll show that later. However, I have to say, showing food when you're absolutely hungry and haven't had lunch, it's just wrong. Completely wrong.
I can hear myself growling from deep inside. Yeah. Anyway,
after seeing that.
You know what? We're going to be speaking on this interesting event. Okay,
that's right.
I believe it is a conference, World Engineering, Science and Technology Congress, SCON, and we'll find out more about it. But I do know that it involves a lot of, technologies and innovations.
And humanities. Now, it's very interesting they've combined these three together. Let's welcome our guest to find out more. We've got with us Dato' Insinyur Dr. Abdul Rahim Haji Hashim, who is the Vice Chancellor of UTP, University Technology Petronas, for joining us this afternoon to tell us more. Thanks for joining us, Dato'.
Thank you.
Good to see you again.
I appreciate it, yeah.
Our pleasure. Let's just jump right in. SCON 2014, tell us more.
Well, SCON 2014, this is third in the series. We have it once every 2 years.
Okay.
It's a World Engineering, Science and Technology Congress.
All right.
And we are inviting 1,000 over speakers to the Congress. And it is the largest Congress which combines 9 other conferences.
That's right.
Yeah, which covers area from the technical side right down to the humanities as well, the social sciences as well. So that's where we have the conference, which is held at KL Convex from yesterday until tomorrow.
So started yesterday.
Right.
How has that response been? How was it? I mean, the whole launch of it.
Oh, it's been great. So we had the opening by Yang Bahagia Datuk Sri Zaini Ujang, the Secretary General 2 of the Ministry of Education, on behalf of the Minister of Education too. And he also did a lecture, a keynote address as well, which had a great response from the audience.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, talking about new academia, what universities should be, and so on and so forth. And at the same time, the second keynote was actually someone from the States, Dr. Paul Como, on sustainability.
Oh, fantastic. I like what's shown on the screen. It says, we all are different, but we want a sustainable future. I think that's a beautiful caption, what we're seeing on the screens at the moment.
Exactly. Now, what's the theme for this year's Congress?
Essentially, the theme is almost similar as previous years. What we have done is actually to add on humanities to the Congress. So it is convergence in terms of sustainability, which covers both the engineering, technology, science, as well as humanities. So we should not forget that just doing engineering alone is just inadequate.
It sort of plays a... I mean, I'm curious to ask you why suddenly engineering, technology and humanities come together, and how do you see this actually merging? Because earlier on, one of our topics was also about World Environment Day and preserving the environment. So I'm assuming this has a little bit of an impact on what we're discussing.
Well, I guess if you look as a simple example, which actually was given yesterday, we talked about it, was actually the iPhone as an example.
Right.
I mean, it's technology, pure technology, huge, big, I guess, invention, innovation. But the aspects of how it's utilized, who is it for, and so on and so forth, involve the social science aspect of society and community at large. So I guess the scientists, the researchers, and so on and so forth will have to consider that discipline, of that aspect. I guess the softer side of that in their research and in terms of their innovation as well, for one to be really successful in terms of marketing or commercializing one's product or services for that matter.
All right, fantastic. Now, technologies, innovations, are there any outstanding products that we're looking at discussed during this
for this particular Congress this time around, what we have introduced is something which is a bit different. We have introduced what we call innovation pitching. What it does is that we're trying to attract the private investor, the industry, to come on board and listen to what the academia has got to provide, or to present. And there's 26 of them, spread over 3 days. So what we did was that they had a 15 minutes session for them to pitch their products or their services, and it's and the investor or the private sector is there to listen and to see whether this actually product or services as actually a market potential as such. So that's new as far as this Congress is concerned.
Fantastic pitching, but I must say that there's a lot of eco-friendly products being introduced here in the pitching slots. We're looking at what the renewable feedstock for biodiesel production. You mentioned iPhone earlier on. Sometimes when these inventors, they create their products, sometimes they don't take into consideration what would happen after the whole product is obsolete and it would just go to waste and it does not biodegrade and things like that.
That's true.
But right here, this World Engineering Science and Technology Congress, I mean, like the whole humanity being applied to it, what would happen if these products are produced in such a way where it would not biodegrade, it would really have a huge negative impact on humanity.
I guess the mindset now is that sustainability is actually is a big issue. And it's something which can be achieved. Is the question is that how much effort and how much commitment do we put into it?
Dato', I have to ask you this, steering a little bit away from our topic. When we talk about biodegradable products, sustainability of the future, we're all going into it. I mean, technology advances day after day. People are discovering things every week, every month, every year. However, in your opinion, do you think that maybe we're just getting a little bit too advanced for our own good? Do you think that maybe we're letting technology take over our lives, where we literally lose sight of the very basic things that we would have done, say 20, 30 years ago? Is that going to be, again, I think it's silly of me to ask if that's going to impact the future. I think it is, which I'm sure you'll say yes, but do you think we are just allowing this a bit too fast to run?
Not quite. I guess the issue that we're facing is that each and every one of us is doing things on our own. So maybe one of the areas that are of concern is that we don't look in terms of the perspective. In terms of the overall picture, in terms of what impact does it have in terms of each individual action that we do. Even, say, for example, throwing plastic bags. Even going to supermarkets and then the cashier will ask you in terms of, would you like plastic bags? Perhaps the first thing you should do is
just say no.
To refuse.
Say no.
So, in fact, I just came out from a lecture which was actually done by Professor Tan Sri Zul Abdul Razak. Talks about sustainability, for example. It's not longer the 3 R's he mentioned. It's actually 4 R's. The first one is to refuse. So you refuse that, then a lot of things will
then
happen.
Everything else falls in place, doesn't it?
But the question is that in sort of a consumer type of world, everything comes to you. It's being pushed to you, and you don't sort of sit back and think, what is this going to impact as far as the environment is impact on the environment,
your
impact,
as an example? Local impact, the global impact.
We have not sort of looked into that. But again, the areas of policy as well is important. It's not just the action, but what sort of policies that we put in place to encourage and motivate people to have that sort of mindset and action.
Change, I think that drastic change is needed. It's very interesting because when you have something like this, again, you mentioned that you have international speakers coming in, and I'm quite sure that from the previous 2 years to this year, things are different. Topics may have changed, mindsets may have changed, or ideas may have changed. If I may just ask, from last year to say the year before, have we sort of picked up any of these ideas, and were we able to implement that or use that into the Malaysian lifestyle?
I guess the ideas that comes from this, it has this sort of a gestation period. The easiest ones always in terms of applications from apps, for example. That's fairly straightforward. But if you take something which comes from technology, it has that sort of gestation period. It has you have to sort of provide a pilot plan to it, and then demo it, and then subsequently commercialize it. So, so I guess here is that it takes a while for it to be commercialized. So, but what we hope to do is to get the private sector to be interested in it, pick it up, and I guess subsequently
go on with it,
and provide the necessary funding. Because sometimes people think that commercialization is a very, very straightforward area. yeah, and everybody talks about it. But if you look into it, it's actually, perhaps it costs you more than 10, 20 times what it costs you in the first instance. So you need this private venture capitalist to come on board and provide that sort of seed funding at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Move on.
Now, Dato, you mentioned audience earlier on. Who are in attendance? Who's filling up the seats at this SCON?
Conference itself.
Students, apart from students?
Well, what we are doing this particular year is that normally it's always the academia, yeah, and the government agencies to come on
and
board.
And the relevant agencies,
yeah. But this time what we are trying to do is actually attract as many participants from the industry.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, this is where we said that the industry collaboration with the academia is actually very, very important, with the government agency facilitating the process. So in support, we have in fact Agency Innovation Malaysia to come on board to help in terms of that facilitation for commercialization opportunities that's available. And we managed to sort of attract the industry to come on board as far as this Congress is concerned.
Now, we're looking at a book sitting in front of you. It's called The Chulia in Penang.
Right.
Could you just tell us, why does this book suddenly play an interesting role in SCON 2014?
As part of the humanities conference, the chairman of the conference, in fact, approached us into whether could we launch actually a book.
Oh,
yeah.
Allow me to hold that.
And
it's a beautiful book.
And today, this morning, we in fact launched this book, and it's all about the Indian Muslim from the south of India. Yep, coming across to Penang. Yeah, and I guess describing the indigenization of the southern Indian Muslims actually in Penang itself, and it runs from end of 18th century right to
1786 to 1957.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it is actually a historical, almost a historical perspective. Yeah. Actually, a compendium, you can call it an encyclopedia of what that particular group of people went through during the East India era, and then it went through the Strait Settlement era, and the British Malaya.
The areas they settled down, and
so it is something which it took the author, who's actually Ku Salman Nasution, who's actually the president of the Penang Heritage Trust, 18 years to do this book.
Wow!
So can you imagine the?
Let me just show the camera. If the camera can just capture this. Look at those pictures. It's absolutely beautiful. This is, you know, this is one of those this is in 18...
Yeah, I guess this is 19th century. That
19th century, look at that. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Really nice pictures there. So if they can get this anywhere?
Yes, it's just been launched today, and it's on sale. Yeah. And I think you can get it perhaps at the major bookstores.
Very nice, very nice. And it's launched during SCON as well.
Correct. Yeah.
I love these photos. They're absolutely authentic. This is so cute.
Now, Datu, as the Vice Chancellor of University Technology Petronas, what are your hopes, or perhaps you can share your message right here on the show on Hello 12. Your hopes, what do you hope to achieve from SCON 2014?
Well, we hope that with SCON 2014, it is a platform, which provides an opportunity for not just for the academia to showcase their research findings and so on, but actually more so is to get the industry to participate at the same time, and to get the public to also come on board, understand what we are doing. And we also have managed to bring in 1,000 school kids as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, to the exhibition, so that it's trying to encourage school kids to be interested in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Yeah, as one of the areas that perhaps they should be interested.
They can explore as a career possibility.
And we have, I guess, basic experiments that we show them in terms of what impact of science in their daily life. So this is something which it's not just for researchers alone, but the other, I guess, stakeholders of the community to come on board.
Datuk, before we let you go, do you see SCON from 2 years ago, for this year, 2014, bringing much change into Malaysia through the topics that's been explored by all the speakers?
Oh, obviously, because what we have done is that we have also managed to get participants from 40 countries.
Wow.
Yeah, so the speakers are actually quite varied. They are from all corners of the world to come on board. And this actually provides opportunities also for other universities to actually collaborate with these other institutions at the same time.
Okay.
So that sort of platform, I think, is important.
Yep, yeah, definitely.
And as we said, this is one of the, I guess, it's not the largest congress, which combines 9 conferences together.
That's true.
And everyone could actually then interact and network all at the same time.
Do you still welcome participants to come in? Is that still open?
Still we are open. We're open for today, and we are open for tomorrow.
Okay. So what I understand is once they pay for the registration, they are entitled to go to any of those 9 concurrently running conferences.
Right.
There you go. What a fantastic deal.
All right.
You
so it's
pay for 1 and you get to go for 9.
It started yesterday, 3rd, still on today, the 4th, and it ends tomorrow, 5th June. We've been speaking on the SCON 2014, which is the World Engineering, Science and Technology Congress, SCON. And of course, Datu, once again, thank you so much for making time to be with us here today. We know that after this, you're going to rush back. Are you still?
Yes, we are.
Yes?
He is rushing back, I'm sure. There's a lot of plenary sessions going on. So wishing you all the best for the next few days. And for those of you out there, if you want to join SCON, as Datuk mentioned, yes, it's still open. You just need to go register, and you can go into any of those 9 sessions that Datuk mentioned. It's running simultaneously with everything else. However, I'm sure that you can identify certain areas that you would definitely be interested in sort of getting involved in. I mean, we'd go for, I don't know about you, but I would go for something pretty similar to humanities. There you go.
All right. What an interesting show that we had today.
We did. Yep. We talked about Tourism Career Fair, we talked about the World Environment Day, and we again talked about SCON 2014, all sort of interconnected. If you notice, it's sort of all interconnected, isn't it?
Yeah, it was like a palm lock right there.
That's right. Yeah. Anyway, we hope you had a great time today on the show. For those of you who want to know more, please, if you want to find out more about the Tourism Career Fair, go into their website. They'll have more information similar to World Environment Day happening tomorrow, 5th June, and of course SCON 2014.
Well, from Constantine and Annie, wishing you well, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah, that's right. Peace and out, Malaysia. Bye bye. See you again tomorrow.